everybody. It's been a long time since I recorded a new ASMR video on the channel, but with all the hype surrounding the US election at the minute, I thought it would be a good opportunity to make a new facts video. I hope you're all doing well, and if this is your first time on the channel, welcome. So, without further ado, let's jump straight in as I whisper facts about US elections. And this first fact is quite an amusing one. The worst campaign slogan in history belongs to Al Smith, who was against prohibition. To show his support for the creation, distribution and sale of alcohol, he advertised, "Vote for Al Smith and he'll make your wet dreams come true." That is a really amusing fact, I have to be honest. Okay, fact number 2. The only clean, and clean is in quotations, the only clean election in American history was most likely the first one in 1789, when George Washington ran unopposed. Even then, Alexander Hamilton was trying to pilfer votes away from the potential Vice President John Adams. Fact number 3. It wasn't until 1856 that Congress removed property ownership as a requirement to vote in elections. Fact number 4. US presidents choose which Bible or books they want to use on Inauguration Day. President Obama chose 2 Bibles, the Lincoln Bible, and, to rest underneath it, Martin Luther King Jr.'s Bible. Fact number 5. During the 1872 election, presidential incumbent Ulysses S. Grant ran against a corpse. His opponent, Horace Greeley, died before the election was finalized. Grant won the election. Can you imagine if he lost against a corpse? That would be quite damaging to your self-confidence, I would imagine. Fact number 6. In 1870, Congress passed the 15th Amendment, which granted the right to vote to African Americans and other non-white men. However, an African American's right to vote was often denied in the South and parts of the North until the 1960s. Fact number 7. In 1872, Susan B. Anthony was arrested for attempting to vote in the presidential election. At the same time, and we have a name here that I'm going to struggle to pronounce, but it's spelled Sojourner, Sojourner Truth, a former slave and advocate for justice, demanded a ballot in Michigan, but she was turned away. American women of all races finally won the right to vote in 1920. Fact number 8. Congress gave presidential elections in 1924. However, some states banned them from voting until the 1940s. Fact number 9. George Washington is the only US president in history to win 100% of the Electoral College vote. This is mainly because organized parties weren't yet formed and he ran unopposed. Fact number 10. Actress Roseanne Barr once attempted to run for president and got as far as filing with the Federal Election Commission until the Green Tea Party ticket. Wow, that is something I did not know. I used to really enjoy watching her sitcom back in probably the mid-90s when I was watching it. But yeah, that's a very surprising fact. Fact number 11. George Washington blew his entire campaign budget on 160 gallons of liquor to serve to potential voters. Well, that's one way to potentially get people to vote for you, I suppose. Fact number 12. The Constitution does not state when election day should be, which meant that in the early 1800s, people could vote from April to December. Fact number 13. In 1845, Congress decided that voting day would be the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November, which was after the fall harvest and before winter conditions made travel too difficult. Fact number 14. Andrew Jackson's inauguration party was so wild that Jackson snuck out of the White House and spent the night at a hotel. Finally, servants dragged tubs of punch out onto the lawn to lure out the crowds. That sounds like it was pretty lively. Fact number 15. Norman Thomas of the Socialist Party ran for president more times than anyone in history. He ran for 6 times but was never elected. Fact number 16. Washington was reluctant to become president and noted to his future Secretary of War, Henry Knox, that becoming president felt like he was going to the place of his execution. Fact number 17. Jehovah's Witnesses don't vote in presidential elections. Fact number 18. During the 1776 presidential campaign, Thomas Jefferson secretly hired a writer named James Callender to attack his opponent, John Adams, in print. Fact number 19. Democrats use a donkey as their mascot thanks to Andrew Jackson. When his critics called him a jackass because of his populist views, he embraced the image, even using it alongside his slogan, "Let the people rule." Fact number 20. John Adams complained that the only reason George Washington was chosen for everything, including president, was because he was taller than anyone else in the room. That would be quite a funny reason for Washington being chosen for everything, wouldn't it? 1921 until 1937, presidents weren't sworn in until March the 4th because it took so long to count and report ballots. In light of better technology, the 20th Amendment moved Inauguration Day to noon on January 20th. Fact number 22. In 1968, President Nixon wanted a running mate who wouldn't compete with him, so he picked an unknown politician named Spiro Agnew. I've probably completely pronounced that wrong. When a reporter asked people about Spiro Agnew, one person asked, "Is that a disease?" Another person suggested he was a type of an egg. That is pretty amusing. Fact number 23. When Democrat Stephen A. Douglas called Abraham Lincoln two-faced during an election year, Lincoln replied, "If I had another face, do you think I would wear this one?" And I really like that response from Abraham Lincoln. Fact number 24. The first election to use a voting machine was in 1892. Though it was actually invented earlier, candidates initially opposed the idea because it eliminated the wheeling and dealing for votes over the phone. Fact number 25. During the 1920 presidential election, a candidate from a third party, Eugene V. Debs, ran his presidential campaign from prison. He was in jail for opposing World War I. He ultimately won 3% of the popular vote. Fact number 26. George Washington gave the shortest inauguration speech at just 135 words. William Henry Harrison's was the longest at 8,445 words. He spoke for over 2 hours in a heavy snowstorm, which made him catch a cold and ultimately die from pneumonia 1 month later. My goodness. That is a really shocking fact, and probably the most shocking one so far in this video. Fact number 27. American astronauts on the International Space Station can vote in elections from orbit by secure email. Fact number 28. The United States is ranked 139th out of 172 countries in voter participation. Fact number 29. The anti-Masonic Party is known as the first third party in the United States. They held the first national convention in 1832 in a saloon. Fact number 30. Before 1804, the presidential candidate who received the second highest electoral votes became vice president. Fact number 31. In the 1984 presidential election, Ronald Reagan received both the highest number of popular votes and the highest number of electoral votes in the history of US presidential elections. These numbers have yet to be surpassed by another presidential candidate. Facts number 32. Grover Cleveland is the only candidate ever to be elected to one term, defeated for a second term, and then elected again 4 years later. Thus, he became both the 22nd president and the 24th president, respectively. Fact number 33. John Quincy Adams is the only president to have lost both the popular vote and electoral vote and still become president. Fact number 34. The ultimate whoops moment in a US presidential election happened when the Chicago Daily Tribune mistakenly declared that Dewey beat Truman in 1946. Yeah, that is a really big whoops moment. Fact number 35. The 1800 election year was so heated that Vice President Aaron Burr ended up killing Alexander Hamilton in a duel. Wow, that is pretty intense. Fact number 36. The first US presidential election was in 1789. Only white men who owned property could vote, a stipulation that prohibited 94% of the population from casting a ballot. Fact number 37. The word election is from the Latin elegere, which means to pick out, select, and is related to the word lecture. Fact number 38. It is illegal to drink alcohol in Kentucky and South Carolina on election day. Well, that makes sense, I guess, as you need a clear head to cast your vote. Fact number 39. Few other parts of the Constitution have been so criticized as the Electoral College because it can deny the will of the people, and it has in 4 elections. And we will finish up with fact number 40. During the John Quincy and Andrew Jackson election year, American politics sounds more like bathroom graffiti than political commentary. For example, Jackson called John Quincy a pimp, and Quincy called Jackson's wife a word that I cannot repeat, but it begins with S and it ends in T, and his mother use your imagination on that one. So guys, that is just about it for this Whispered Facts video on US elections. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative and relaxing as well. And until next time, rest easy, sleep well, and I hope to see you again very soon for another video. And